Imagine for a second. You take a messy folder on your desktop,
Mm-hmm.
a few rough product photos, some scattered customer insights. You drop it all into an AI,
Right.
and minutes later, you have a fully operational marketing engine.
It's wild.
Blogs are written, polished ad images are rendered, social campaigns are fully mapped out.
The sheer speed of that transformation,
Yeah.
it fundamentally changes how we think about creative work entirely.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. I am very glad you are here with us today. We are exploring something that feels like a massive shift.
Yeah, it really is.
We're looking at Google's new generative AI marketing stack.
We're mapping out a very specific journey today. We're going to follow a demo brand.
Right.
Let's call them Healthy Crunch. They make high-protein snack bars.
Got it.
We'll watch this imaginary brand move through an interconnected ecosystem of tools. NotebookLM, Gemini, Nano Banana, Gems, Omni, Flow, and finally, Pomelli.
That is quite a long list of tools.
Yeah.
But the underlying theme here is really important for you to understand. The magic is not just that a tool can generate an image. The magic is how these different systems talk to each other.
Yeah, they communicate.
You never actually have to start from a blank screen.
That connectivity is the real breakthrough here.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving away from isolated parlor tricks. This is a connected assembly line for brand creation.
So let's start at the beginning of that line, NotebookLM and Gemini.
Right.
This is where we build the brand memory. If you have ever used AI for marketing, you know it usually fails.
Oh, almost always at first.
It fails because the tool does not actually know your brand. You have to build its brain first.
That foundational knowledge is the missing piece for most people.
Mm-hmm.
If you just open a fresh window and ask for a blog post, then ask for an Instagram caption, then a newsletter.
Right.
Each output might look okay on its own, but put them side by side, they feel disjointed, they lack a cohesive soul.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself.
Yeah.
I will start a project, and the first few outputs sound perfect. But slowly, the AI just forgets your brand voice halfway through.
It's so common.
It drifts away into this generic corporate tone. It is deeply frustrating.
That drift happens because standard chat interfaces have a rolling memory limit.
Okay.
As you add new instructions, older context just gets pushed out. NotebookLM solves this structural flaw.
How so?
Well, instead of a blank chat, NotebookLM serves as an anchored project space.
I see.
For Healthy Crunch, you upload your actual assets. You drop in product photos, your brand guidelines, real customer reviews.
It is like giving the AI an employee handbook before its first day.
That analogy works perfectly on a technical level. You are essentially creating a localized private database.
Right.
Once that hub is established, Gemini taps into it. It reads only your approved documents.
That makes sense.
Then it generates blog briefs. It writes the article using Canvas mode. It even creates feature banners that match your physical packaging.
And because it is part of the Google ecosystem, everything exports seamlessly.
Exactly.
It pushes right into Google Docs so your human team can review the drafts. The beauty is that the notebook remains intact. Tomorrow, you can open that same project space.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask for a retail line sheet or a lunchbox planner PDF. The AI does not need to be retrained. The foundational context is permanently locked in place.
So how strict are these context window limits when we are initially loading up the notebook?
The capacity is massive now. It handles thousands of pages. But curation is still critical. Stuffing the notebook with irrelevant data actually dilutes the core identity. You only want the absolute best examples of your brand.
So give it boundaries, and the AI stays completely on brand.
Perfectly said. So we have the text foundation locked down,
Right.
but marketing requires visual impact. We need to transition from text rules to a visual sandbox. This brings us to Nano Banana.
Nano Banana. It is an interesting name for a powerful tool.
It's catchy.
It runs directly through Gemini's image mode. And what stands out to me is that you do not need a perfect text prompt.
The reliance on complex prompting is fading fast. With Nano Banana, you just upload a raw photo of the Healthy Crunch bar. You select a visual style from a menu.
Like a preset.
Exactly. Maybe a clean studio style. Within moments, it generates professional ad shots.
I do want to push back gently on this idea, though.
Sure.
Is this technology actually meant to replace human designers entirely? Or is it just designed to get the team to a better starting line?
It is absolutely about getting to the starting line faster. A human still dictates the taste and the strategy.
Right.
But Nano Banana gives you incredible granular control. It has a masking and sketch feature.
How does that work?
Let's say the generated banner looks stunning. but there's a distracting shadow in the corner.
Okay.
You just circle it with your mouse. The AI repaints that specific area without changing the rest of the image.
You can also use it for strategic planning, right?
Yes.
You can upload a photo and ask the system for 3 A/B testing prompt ideas. You do this before you ever generate the final image.
That particular workflow saves hours of frustration.
Ah,
You get the AI to brainstorm the angles first. Once you pick the best concept, you generate the image.
wow.
Nano Banana also solves a massive headache for social media managers.
Uh-huh.
It handles spatial resizing brilliantly.
Explain how that resizing actually works under the hood.
Historically, if you took a square Instagram ad and made it vertical for TikTok,
You just stretch the pixels.
exactly, and it looked terrible. Nano Banana uses a technique called outpainting.
Oh, okay.
It analyzes the existing image and hallucinates the missing top and bottom sections.
That is fascinating.
It literally paints new studio lighting and background elements to fill the vertical space. The snack bar stays perfectly proportioned in the center.
How do we avoid wasting our API usage limits on all these random visual experiments?
By flipping the traditional workflow entirely, you generate the text-based conceptual prompts first. You review those ideas, select the strongest one, and only render that final choice.
Draft first, refine, then polish only the best creative direction.
Exactly. That disciplined approach prevents digital burnout. But even with great tools, prompting the same style over and over becomes tedious. We need to turn this manual workflow into a repeatable system.
Which brings us to the concept of gems.
Yes.
Gems are fascinating. They exist to lock in the workflow. They solve the human bottleneck of repetitive prompting.
They serve as the architectural bridge between individual skill and team capability. A gem is fundamentally a custom AI agent.
For anyone listening who might be confused by that term, an AI agent is a custom AI setup that follows specific rules for repeat tasks.
That structural definition is vital.
Yeah.
Let's look at how a marketing team actually operates today.
Okay.
You might have one senior art director who knows exactly how to coax the perfect lighting out of an AI.
Right.
But the rest of the team struggles. With gems, that art director can build a studio ad shot gem.
They preload it with the exact packaging dimensions.
Yep.
They add the specific brand hex codes. They set Nano Banana as the default rendering engine.
Then they save it. Now, that complex chain of commands is hidden behind a single button.
That is brilliant.
The next time a junior copywriter needs an image, they just upload a raw photo into that specific gem.
It is like saving a custom preset on a synthesizer. You lock in the magic so anyone can play it.
That musical analogy captures the workflow perfectly. It guarantees a consistent premium output, regardless of who is driving the machine.
Right.
It completely eliminates the uneven quality that usually plagues AI-generated marketing content. You no longer rely on one person's prompting skills.
How does locking in these models fundamentally change the dynamics of a modern marketing team?
It democratizes high-level execution across the board. The junior staff can now generate visual assets with the exact same technical fidelity as the senior leadership.
Gems turn perfect individual prompts into a shared, foolproof team system.
Exactly. We have established a robust system for static imagery, but static assets are rarely enough to carry a modern campaign. Audiences want to see the wrapper tear open.
Yeah.
They want to see the chocolate drizzle. We need to make these healthy crunch snacks move.
That desire for motion brings us to the Omni model.
Omni is the dedicated video generation model living inside the Gemini ecosystem.
Okay.
It's designed to create short, highly polished clips. Currently, these clips run up to 10 seconds long.
You feed it the simple assets we already created, a product photo from Nano Banana,
Right.
a character image we developed in our gems. Then it generates motion.
You can generate dynamic recipe reels or quick social ads. The spatial control here is what makes it usable for real brands.
How so?
You can keep your digital model holding the exact Healthy Crunch snack bar. But you can change her environment completely.
Oh, wow.
You can move her from a bright morning kitchen into a moody grocery store aisle.
I have to question the core limitation here, though. 10 seconds feels awfully short.
Yeah.
Can you really tell a meaningful brand story in just 10 seconds?
It is a severe constraint, but consumer attention spans on social media often demand immediate impact anyway.
That is fair.
To maximize those 10 seconds, you need extreme precision. You should always use a dedicated storyboard gem first. This helps you plan your specific camera angles and lighting cues before you ask Omni to render anything.
The other technique that stood out to me was video referencing.
Video referencing solves one of the hardest problems in AI video.
Which is?
Language is inherently terrible at describing motion. If you type Pan the camera slowly while she eats. The AI interprets slowly in unpredictable ways.
But if you upload a 10-second reference clip, a video you shot on your phone,
Exactly.
Omni analyzes the actual pixels. It copies the exact pacing, the specific camera drift, and the editing rhythm.
It strips the visual data and applies your brand assets over that mathematical framework.
Why is that video referencing step so vital for the Omni model to function well?
Because without a reference, the AI has to invent physics and timing from scratch. The reference video provides an undeniable mathematical template for the movement.
Reference clips guide the pacing, so the AI isn't just guessing.
Nailed it. Now we have our 10-second clips.
Right.
But your earlier pushback remains valid. A single short clip is not a full campaign. We need to sequence these moments together.
Filter.
This leads us directly to Google Flow.
Flow feels like the director's chair. It is where all these fragmented pieces finally assemble.
Flow is essentially a non-linear video workspace built entirely around the Omni model.
Okay.
It gives you a traditional editing timeline. It allows you to stitch those short clips into a cohesive narrative.
The most impressive feature here is the reusable character system.
Yes.
You can create a digital personality. Let's call her the Healthy Crunch host.
You meticulously design her look. You lock in her wardrobe choices. You define her personality quirks. You even synthesize a custom voice for her.
Wow.
Flow saves this entire profile as a distinct digital asset.
And then you simply tag her in future scenes. You maintain total brand consistency across multiple videos.
Exactly.
You connect a host intro to a macro product shot. Then you link that to a lifestyle lunchbox scene.
Flow handles the transition logic between those nodes. It also features a powerful agent mode.
What does that do?
You can ask the Flow agent to generate 3 distinct variations of the entire sequence. It alters the camera move slightly for easy A/B testing.
Whoa. 2-sec silence. Imagine generating endless video variations with the exact same digital host, perfectly on brand every time.
The scale of that capability is staggering. It feels like science fiction, but it is driven by deeply structured logic.
Yeah.
You define the timeline. You anchor the character parameters. You inject the product data. Flow handles the complex rendering math.
How exactly does Flow handle a complex storyboard compared to just standard text prompting?
Standard prompting forces the AI to remember everything simultaneously, which it struggles with. Flow creates a visual timeline, mapping scenes chronologically, and linking characters precisely across the entire sequence.
Flow gives you the timeline and character memory that Gemini lacks.
Exactly right.
So we have reached the final stage. We have our perfectly toned blogs, we have our static imagery, and our timeline-edited videos.
Yep. All the assets are ready.
But manually logging into 5 different platforms to push these assets live is exhausting.
It's the worst part of the job.
We need a distribution engine to finish the job. That brings us to Google Pomelli, the final mile of the journey.
Pomelli is designed to automate the heavy lifting of distribution.
Okay.
The workflow starts simply. You just enter your existing website URL into the system.
And from that URL, Pomelli builds what it calls a business DNA.
It actively scrapes your site architecture. It extracts your exact hex codes for brand colors.
That is incredibly useful.
It pulls your typography, it reads your product catalog, and absorbs your existing messaging style. It builds a comprehensive profile of who you are online.
Once that DNA is established, you can access pre-built campaign modules.
Right.
Let's say you want to run a promotion for World Chocolate Day.
You click that module, and Pomelli instantly generates the surrounding architecture.
Just like that.
Just like that. It writes the email headers. It crafts the social descriptions. It even designs the call to action buttons using your exact brand colors.
You can also just use the chat interface.
Yeah.
You talk to Pomelli, request a specific campaign brief, and it auto-generates the matching social assets.
It can run rapid AI photo shoots using your existing catalog items.
Wow.
It takes it a step further by building simple test web pages. You can validate new campaign ideas or test different messaging before committing your main engineering team to a full site update.
I am curious about the reality of this automation, though.
Sure.
How much human review is genuinely still required before hitting the publish button on a Pomelli-generated test page?
A significant amount of review is still necessary. Pomelli acts like an incredibly fast construction crew.
Okay.
It builds the house rapidly. But a human absolutely needs to walk through the rooms, check the wiring, and inspect the paint before inviting actual customers inside.
Why does Pomelli specifically need the website URL before it does anything else?
To anchor its generations in verifiable truth. Scraping the live site allows it to pull your actual live parameters, rather than relying on some outdated brand document.
It scrapes your business DNA so you avoid uploading files manually.
That's the core of it.
Yeah.
And that automation wraps up the entire ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
If we step back and look at the grand arc we just discussed,
Yeah.
Google's generative AI strategy is clearly no longer about isolated tricks. It is a fully integrated assembly line.
It is a complete end-to-end system.
We watched NotebookLM set the foundational memory. We saw Nano Banana operate as the visual sandbox.
Right.
We used Gems to standardize those creative prompts across an entire team. Omni and Flow handle the complex physics of motion and timeline editing.
And Pomelli pushed the final assets out to the real world.
Exactly. The mechanical heavy lifting is essentially solved. Marketers are no longer starting from scratch. They are now editors and directors.
It is a profound shift in how we approach creative output. Beat. We have fundamentally lowered the cost of generating high-quality assets to near zero.
Absolutely zero friction.
If AI standardizes this perfect workflow and guarantees premium visual output for literally every company on Earth,
Yeah.
does brand survival now rely entirely on having a fundamentally unique human perspective or a radically better product in the real world?
When everyone can look perfect, perfection becomes the baseline. That's the ultimate question brands have to answer now.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. It has been a fascinating journey into the mechanics of modern creation. We deeply appreciate your time. Take care.